Welcome back to Next Question with Josh Palet, with Braulio Gallegos as always, and my two great guests, Caro Beltran and Andrea Luna. And today's topics are bar behavior and cheating. We're going to start with cheating. Caro, what do you consider cheating?
Cheating, I think, is such a broad spectrum because, like, it could be from anything from hooking up with someone else, kissing someone else, a simple peck. But I feel like emotional cheating, like talking to someone else on the side while being in a relationship, that's like the worst type of cheating, and I definitely consider that cheating. I think that fucking sucks.
What about you, Andrea? Do you think like dancing with the guy on the dance floor at American Junkie would be considered cheating if you're in a relationship?
Realistically, I mean, I agree with her. Oh. Realistically, I agree with her, but I think that for the most part, anything that you wouldn't do in front of your girl is cheating.
It's cheating.
Like, that's
Sure.
You know what cheating is, and you guys have a certain dynamic as a couple, right?
Right.
So if you know that she wouldn't like that and that's her standard, because I could be like, oh, I don't give a shit if you do that, right? Everybody's different.
Right.
But if you're gonna, you know that she wouldn't like that, you're cheating on your partner.
I feel like if as a guy, you in the moment you feel guilty, or if in the moment if your girl's not there and you know my girl would be pissed right now,
It's
she
like
considers it
You feel
cheating.
guilty,
Yeah.
you feel
Right.
it, and you
Yeah.
know that you're cheating
Absolutely.
on her. Whatever hurts her, and that's like what she considers, you know, that's her form of cheating. And
Yeah.
if you're doing that, then
Absolutely. So I mean, I definitely known girls who like, okay, well he was. Well, I know. I have friends who think, oh, my man was flirting with another girl for whatever reason. They don't really see it too serious. Then I know girls who are like, if my man was even talking to somebody else, it's considered cheating. So I think it varies on the relationship. I mean, it depends on the relationship, what you have with that person. It comes down to the dynamic of that relationship and what you think. Because like I said, there's people who think even speaking to somebody else is cheating, or you can't even have friends that are girls in a sense.
you know, as a couple. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean that's just, I feel like it's established from the moment you meet somebody. Like, okay, well, this is how it's gonna go down. I don't know. I think it depends on the person.
It definitely like differs between relationship and people to people because like you were saying, like sometimes even talking to a girl, your like significant other might think that you're cheating. And like personally, like if you go out and you go to like a bar and like you're just casually talking, I feel there's like a line. Like you can casually be talking, but when it comes to like flirting's like kind of different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really consider it like cheating, but I would be like annoyed, and I'd be like,
Absolutely annoyed. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so for example, like like when you go to a country bar, right? Like I love country and like to dance, two-stepping and all that. So I don't know what's so funny about that. But I mean, I've definitely been in relationships or dating somebody where they were okay with me like dancing with somebody, not grinding but dancing. So and it's kind of like the vibe at a country bar is like you kind of dance with everybody. It's not a big deal. You're just like moving around the dance floor. But then I've also been in relationships where it's like, don't you dare take somebody out to dance. You know what I'm saying?
Touch another bitch.
Exactly. Like
she's in the back, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah, exactly. So I think it kind of depends on, it comes down to your significant other. There's girls who think that this is cheating. There's girls who think that that's not cheating, and vice versa, you know? So I think it really depends on who you're with when it comes down to that. Because there's girls who are really open, and there's girls who are very like, I don't want to say toxic because it's not really toxic. It's just the way they think, you know?
and you come to an agreement, like if you're gonna be with that person and you know that like if like you say toxic, if you know that that's how they are, you're already like agreeing to that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You have to not,
It might not even be
it might not be toxic to you.
It might
Right.
just be people's insecurities sometimes. It's like if you like get with someone, you start dating someone and you know that they sometimes have those insecurities in them. You want to be able to respect those boundaries because like
You have to be able to be in
Yeah.
a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
What if somebody had a past with somebody else and then they were like just texting them, like nothing harmful, but they're like, well, you've had sex before.
What are you texting about?
You're just texting about normal things.
Let me read it. I'm just
No, okay, so I know people that
I mean, it happens.
It happens. Let's say somebody had sex with somebody else a long time ago, but now they're just friends, and they were texting something innocent. Is that cheating too? Well, they're just friends now.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think this world is very big and shit happens and you meet people and things just happen, and as long as you guys communicate, like, hey, that's my friend, like, I would prefer like a boyfriend to tell me like, hey, like I've had this past with this person.
Yeah.
And like, but we're just really cool now. As long as you tell me you communicate, I feel like you have that respect
Yeah.
and we're cool.
The
Like,
transparency. I feel like
at that point, it's like
Yeah.
it's fine. Like
So when
I
you
mean-
like hide shit, it's like
that's
when
just-
you
that's
hide
just me.
things,
Like,
it's
that's just me.
yeah,
You
I know, and I think it differs from girl to girl. I mean, from guy to
Yeah.
guy is the same way because it goes both ways. I mean, as a guy, if my girl's talking to somebody that I know she hooked up with 5-10 years ago, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
like I kind of want to call
What
it
if you
toxic
made
or
a
not.
mistake? What if you made a mistake? Like, what if that was just like a
random
like-
night.
Right, what I'm
hookup
saying
or
is that
like
the
I don't feel that way
communication-
towards that person.
But only you know that other person's
Yeah.
like, was that really a
and
mistake?
that's where the communication comes.
You
into
don't really
play.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Like,
Yeah, communication is key in a sense because you need to
Definitely.
voice the fact that like, hey, this happened X amount of years ago.
It's
We're now friends. We're in the same group of friends. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And we're just
Trust.
cool
It's
now. Yeah,
important.
yeah, absolutely. So I feel like when it comes to cheating, or not cheating, but like that situation, communication is like 100%
Yeah.
needed because if not, then it just looks. Don't do something that looks bad.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
Now, I would like to say that it's easy for me to get over that type of thing, but I'm kind of jealous. Like if my girl had sex with another guy that she hung around with still, I'd have a really hard time getting over it.
Yeah.
Does it
Like
matter
being around them both at the
being
same
around
time.
them at the same time?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was
It's
10
kind of
years
like
ago.
a territorial thing,
100%.
absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
and that's
yeah.
like male nature. Or even women.
Even
Like,
women,
women are the
yeah.
same way, yeah.
It's fucking
both ways.
human
For
nature.
sure.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Human nature.
Like
for
if you're at a
sure.
party
You
and
touched my man, like that's
exactly whether
Yeah.
it goes for girl or
always in the
We've
back-
been in the same position.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
It's like you look at her, you're like,
don't
Yeah.
fucking look at him.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I get it goes both
We
ways.
all
Definitely.
get there, especially like, I don't know, like.
Well, how would you handle it if you got cheated on? Is there any way you could be friends with that person going forward, or is it
With
over?
like your partner or
the person
girl?
that cheated.
I mean, both. I guess both.
Yeah, both.
Okay.
So let's start with your partner. How would you if you got cheated on? How do you handle that? I'm curious, as from a woman's perspective.
I've only been in that situation once, but it's like, I don't know, like it just that's rough because it's kind of
is.
like it depends on the situation, it depends on the person. Like I
Yeah.
personally am not very judgmental, but like it hurts you directly, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's personal. Like you
Yeah.
affected me personally.
Yeah.
So you're offended, you feel a certain way, but I don't know. I'm not really judgmental, so I feel like at that point it's like, were you just not meant to be together, or like you can't like. And I've had these arguments with my friends before, but
Yeah.
it's like I personally don't feel like I'm gonna attack this person and tell everybody like, oh, he cheated on me. Like I'm not gonna tell everyone about it because at the end of the day, it's like maybe it just didn't work out between you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what you did was really shitty. And you should never do that to somebody. I think if
Sure.
if you feel like you're gonna cheat, you should definitely
break
leave
up
that
with
person.
them. Yeah.
Leave that person. If you feel in any like ounce of you that like you want to be with somebody else or you want to do something with somebody else, then you're not ready.
Then you
for
need
a
to be
relationship.
single.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't be in a
No.
relationship.
Yeah.
And at that time, like that person doesn't know what you're doing, and that's really fucked up.
Yeah. Sure.
Like
yeah.
you're directly affecting this person who's trusting you and like confides in you and like gives themselves to you
Right,
on
yeah.
a very personal level.
Yeah.
I feel like at that point, like, yeah, you're being a shitty person, but like, does that define you entirely? Like, if you're on the other side, that the person that cheated, does that define you entirely? I don't think so.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Not 100%. I think you have
Yeah.
some shit to work on, and you have some
Yeah.
demons,
Absolutely.
and like,
yeah.
stop cheating on people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that I want to go around and be like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. It's like we
Right.
just didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
What about you, Caro?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have anything? Do you feel like it's your fault if you get cheated on sometimes? I mean, people have that type of guilt, like, hey, maybe I
Yeah.
did something wrong. You shouldn't, but people feel that type
but
of
they're
guilt.
out there. I've definitely.
hold on, I'm gonna.
There's definitely girls out there who like, no, he.
Like, what did I do
I've-
wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's. I don't think it's right.
Don't
but-
be
but
insecure,
they're out
girl.
there.
You
Yeah.
did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
no.
I feel
or
like
guy or girl. for sure.
yeah, I feel like as like a woman, like I have been in that situation because like when I have been in situations where that did happen to me, it was when I was younger and I wasn't mature enough to like be super confident in myself or know what really was going on. And I definitely have been in that like point in my life where I felt like, wow, like what did I do wrong? Like
Yeah.
how could I have been better?
What was I not doing? Kind of
What
thing.
was I exactly?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I definitely have been in the point right now. Me, like if that were like to happen to me again, I would not feel that way. I would definitely feel like, okay, that's something that he has to work on and he has to deal with on his own, and whatever, like
Yeah.
whatever's happening on in his head, that's him. It does like nothing to do with me, nothing to like,
Yeah.
But would I be friends with him or the girl that did it, like, or whatever? Like, honestly, like, with my first relationship, and he did cheat on me on and off for a few years, but with the same person. Yeah, like, it's weird, but, like, I am cool with her. Like, I actually knew her longer than I had known him. And him, it's like, if I see him and stuff, and I am cool with him because I know that he is a good person. Whatever he did to me, obviously, in the moment, I was heated and I was pissed, and, like, I didn't talk to him for a bit. Did I think he was shitty? Like, yeah, I mean, he did something shitty to me, but I feel like after, like, it being so long from the situation that happened, I feel like if anyone, like, is gonna get over situations like that, it's gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
a lot of, like, time.
Yeah.
And you definitely have to be, like, over that person. Like, if I see him, it's not like, oh my god, I want to date you again. It's more like a, hey, you're a great person, and, like, we're friends and stuff. And but would I date him again? No. Am I cool with him? Yeah. It's just like,
Okay, not being cool with him, but maybe a step further. Could you ever get back with someone that cheated on you?
no.
What about you, Andrea?
I mean, I'm with you. I'm the same way. What about you, Andrea?
No. I think it comes down to, like, if you cheated on me then I'm, like I said earlier, like, I'm not that you're not justifying their behavior, but the justification to the relationship is, like, what you did shows that you and I aren't supposed to be together.
Sure. And trust is so
at that
big
point, it's like,
too.
Because I've been through that where probably because I found out super late and we were still together. So it's like you kind of try to make it work, but I think at that point, like, that resentment, I just can't look at you the same way as I did at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it definitely changes the way you see somebody, because you start off like, I mean, innocent, like personal experience. Yeah, you start seeing that person like as your everything, or as like your go-to, or as your
like,
rock, or whatever it may be. And then the moment that they betray you, it's like
it's tainted. Like, it's like
like then the dynamic of the relationship.
The way you
so
see that
different.
person completely collapses. I feel like, in a sense, it's like, do I really know you now? Like, it's not
because
really.
you wouldn't have thought that person would do that to you. And it's like, as much as I can say, like, well, yeah, I don't think you're a shitty person, but do I want to be with you again?
Yeah.
No, because I don't want to get cheated on.
At that point,
exactly.
it's like trust.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bash you and, like, you know, live your life, whatever. Just, it didn't work out, and that was fucked up. But will I do that again? Probably not.
So I have a question now, because I've always seen this.
I know what you're gonna say. I know exactly what you're gonna say right now.
So
wrote it down.
No. It's not on the notepad. Women like to say, well, both ways.
Okay.
But there's a saying: one's a cheater, always a cheater. Right? I'm curious. What's your opinion, Andrea? Is that true? Is it not true? Is there such thing as a one-time mistake, or is it what's the word I'm looking for? Is that a pattern? You know?
I don't know. That's kind of hard, because I feel like that's a characteristic in you that you can betray somebody.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
If you can betray somebody and you have the nerve to do that, you might be able to do it again.
Right.
But back to what I was saying, how, like, well, maybe I just wasn't the one for you.
Yeah.
Again, not justifying it, but if I wasn't the one for you, maybe there's going to be somebody out there for you that you wouldn't do that to. But at the same time, like, if you have the balls to do that to somebody, you can probably do that again if you got away with it or whatever. There's something in you that's malicious that you need to work on.
Sure.
And I'm sure you can work on it. People can change, but that's kind of.
It's kind of skeptical. It's kind of like
that's part of your personality. Sure. And it takes a lot to change somebody, and they have to want to, and that's very rare.
Because I mean, I've heard different stories where a guy cheats, and then for the rest of their life they never cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like situations between friends or family or whatever. And then I've heard of guys who consistently just nonstop cheat
over and over again.
And I mean, I came from a family who were like, my dad literally has like 3 different families. Like he's a cheater.
Right.
He never changed. Like he's always like doesn't change. It's like his animal instinct is just like crazy. But like
animal style.
But I still like, I mean, just because of my personal, like, the way that I feel towards myself, I feel like not everybody has to be that, like, shitty, you know?
Right.
Like, I feel like I don't necessarily want to do that to somebody. So, but you never know. Like, you could be in a relationship and you don't have the balls to, like, I don't know. I'm not going to justify that.
Yeah.
So you can, so cheating is definitely can be a one-time mistake. I'm
it can
curious.
be.
I mean,
Can
I
it?
don't know.
I feel like
I think it varies
It
from
depends
guy
on the
person
person.
to person.
yeah,
right?
I feel like it depends for the situation, the person. Like justifying it, definitely not, because you should never
Yeah.
get to the point where you do
Right.
it even once.
Right.
But it can be a one-time mistake. It can be something that you do one drunken night, not thinking about it, feel terrible about it, want to change your life and not hurt the person that you love ever again. But it could also be like you're kind of just a shitty person. And you're gonna do it over and over
Yeah, if
again.
you're doing it over and over, then it's kind of like that's just who you are.
Yeah, that's just who you are.
Could you ever get back with somebody who cheated on you?
No.
No. Yeah, no.
No, not at
No.
all.
What about if somebody you knew was being cheated on? Would you tell that person?
You see that?
Because we've all been in that situation
Yeah.
before.
Okay, how about this? Let's set up a scenario here.
Okay,
Okay.
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 You're being cheated on,
Okay.
and you know it.
Bitch, you better tell me.
Okay.
Hey, but most of the time they
Yeah.
don't, though. Honestly.
It's like a hard
No,
situation.
I would tell you. What
I
the
would
hell?
totally
Okay.
tell you.
Okay. How about? Okay. That's fine.
It wouldn't even.
Okay. Let's flip it. Let's flip it though.
Caro,
I'd be like, I'm gonna go to your place
You're-
right now with some
okay.
ice cream.
Come through.
Yeah.
guess
Okay.
what?
You're
Let's go
cheating.
fucking-
You're cheating. Let's just
Okay.
scenario. Okay. You're cheating on your significant other. Would you tell her the significant other?
Wait, hold up. What?
Like if I
She's
was
cheating on her man,
my
would you tell her
boyfriend,
man?
Would you tell my boyfriend? But you're my
Oh,
friend.
that's
You
fine.
Oh, what happened? Hey, hey,
Now
hey,
I'm
hey.
a shitty person.
It's fair. It's fair. But it's a fair thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all. I think.
Well, I
Rea-
mean,
realistically, we've all been in that
do I know the
situation.
guy?
Okay.
I mean,
No. Honestly, let's be real.
Okay.
okay.
This is one of my best friends.
Yeah,
If-
absolutely.
If she was doing some dumb shit like that, I would like check her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm
That's
not
the
gonna
first
run-
step.
I'm not.
That's the first step.
That's out of my like. I'm not gonna. I feel bad for the guy, but that's not, nobody ever fucking tells you if they're not your close friend. Like,
Sure.
let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell her like, hey, you're kind
Yeah.
of being an asshole.
Yeah.
But I'm
Kind of.
not
gonna
Kinda.
go tell my
I don't
man.
know.
Kind of being an asshole.
Caro, you're kind of being a dick.
I would do
But-
the same with her. I'd be like, Andrea, that's not
You're
cool.
like, you need to
but when I
stop.
go up to her man
You
and
need to
tell
stop
him,
being a
no,
thought.
I wouldn't.
No,
I would feel so weird because I would feel like I'm
That's
betraying
just-
her. Like,
And the thing is that when you make friends, you guys have similar morals, right?
Sure.
So I would
Yeah.
assume that Caro wouldn't do some shit like that.
which I wouldn't.
Right.
She wouldn't.
No,
but
this
like
is
in
all
the
scenario based.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
scenario
Hypothetical,
based,
yeah.
Hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
would just
think I
pull her in
would-
my house and like,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Like I would try to
lock you
convince
in the
her to
bathroom
stop
and you're gonna
doing
come to your
it.
senses.
Yes, exactly. Like I would talk to my friend and be like, "Hey, what you're doing is not cool, and I think you should stop because
Or
that's,
else we're not.
that's pretty
gonna
messed up and stuff." And I would probably talk to her until she came clean, but I wouldn't be the one to go and like tell her man.
Yeah, no.
I'd be like,
you're
okay.
kind of crossing boundaries over your best friend. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of you're in a hard position because if
hard.
like for example, if you've been cheated on, right? And
You would want to know. I would want to know.
right? Wouldn't you
Yeah.
want to know?
It's fucked up, honestly. But
That's
at the
such a
same
sticky
time, there's
And
still
it-
that like. I'm just being real. Like,
No,
I don't
absolutely.
want to sound like a shitty person, but it's
Yeah,
like if
same.
that's. I can't. And the same thing, like bro code, whatever. Like you're not
Yeah.
gonna go and like.
I mean, it comes down to like.
How about
Are
you
you
guys?
gonna
If
go and-
Braulio,
yeah, what about
if
you?
Josh was cheating on his girlfriend, would you go tell
It
your
depends on-
He's
girlfriend?
okay.
like, this isn't about
No,
us.
Josh knows more than anybody that I
The
come at
tea.
you straight. I don't care. He's one of my closest friends. I've known him since I was like 5 or 6. We played baseball
Yeah.
together. But I've come to him straight up like I tell you how it is. I don't care. I know you're my best friend, but because you're my best friend, I tell you straight
But
the facts.
what do you tell the girl?
Well,
Yeah,
that's the thing,
that was
and
the
that's where I agree
question.
with you guys. I'd come to him first, and I'd be like, "Dude, what you're doing is wrong. You need to stop. Yada yada yada, whatever."
Yeah.
Now it comes down to the fact where how does he react? How does me talking to him affect him? Right?
Does he do something about it?
Does he do something about it?
What if he
Okay, cool.
doesn't?
And if he doesn't,
You lose respect for them.
I definitely lose respect.
But you
Yeah.
still don't tell the girl.
No, it depends on the girl. Well, here's the thing: if I know the girl, right, and I feel like.
Like if you're friends with her too, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Then you know what? I'm gonna go up to and I'll tell him first because I'm
just
gonna
write a letter and you
I'm
mail
gonna
it.
let
Jersey Shore style.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Jersey Shore.
I
Like
feel
in
you.
magazine
No,
cutouts, like
While
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
sleeping
Your man's
in your
cheating.
bed, let me tell you.
That's too much effort. I'm
Girl,
not
let me
about
tell you
that. But I definitely come to him first. I'm like, you know what, dude? If you're not gonna handle the situation, then I'm going to.
Yeah.
Because this girl is also my friend, or I know
yeah.
her, or
Well,
so on and
if
so
you guys
forth.
are friends
you know?
of both of them, then that's different. That's
It's a
even
sticky
harder.
situation, right?
Yeah,
Like,
my perspective was like, I don't really know the girl.
Like, yeah, like if I don't
Yeah.
know, if like she's dating dating someone and like I don't really know her boyfriend and I met him through her, like I would just talk to her and be like, Andrea, you're kind of being an ass.
But if it was
right
the
now.
homie, that's
yeah,
That's
then I would
different,
be
right?
like,
It
dude,
kind of plays into balance where
it'd
like
be more of a like, Andrea, if you don't tell him, I'm gonna have to because this is messed
and that
up.
puts the pressure on
And that
him,
puts the
you
pressure
need
on
to
her
fix
to
it.
want to like go and
and
tell
this
him
like
the
bro
truth.
code, girl code kind of like goes out
Just
the window
friend
because it's
code,
like,
like,
or
you know?
whatever, because it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, what do you know? It's kind of rough.
Human code.
Well, that's that.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to the next topic. Let's say you're at the bar. Okay. How would you get a guy's attention? What signs are you giving him that you want him to talk to you?
Just kidding.
The eyes, right?
Yeah.
It's all in the eyes.
Damn, bitch.
I just feel like it's like the eye contact. Eye contact means a lot. I mean, I don't have no shame in my game. I'll walk up to a guy and be like, "Hey."
She has hella puns. Like, that's how she got me.
Okay, I'm glad you brought. I'm glad. All right, both of you.
Dad jokes.
Do you believe you? All right. Do you believe you have game? Like girls are like, I got game. And I see them at the bar. I'm like, you have no game.
Oh, I have.
You think
I
you
have
got game?
no game, but that's my game.
Yeah. The little quirky like.
I'm like, and it works.
No, yeah, like I just feel like you just have to make eye contact. Or what usually works for me better is like I make eye contact. I'll smile. I like will purposely go to the bar and stand next to where they're standing.
She starts bumping them.
I go sit next to them and I'm just like, "What are you drinking?" And then they'll be like, "This is what I'm drinking," and I'm like,
That's what they normally do.
Maybe I should try one of those. I don't know. Like it works. And if guys actually want to talk to you, it really doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk
They're
to
just
you.
like, oh
Yeah.
shit, she came up to me.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrea? Do you make the first move, or do you wait for him to make the first move?
Sorry, Caro, but I've never gone up to a guy at the bar.
Why'd
Okay.
you say sorry to me?
Because you just said you have hella game and like
Oh no.
more power to you. But I don't.
You have game too. You just don't know it.
I will
Hit a
channel
game.
it at some point in my life. But I've never gone up to a guy at a bar. But even like the thing is like if I have my attention on somebody and it's never happened for me where like I see somebody and I'm like, oh, that person's cute. It's never happened where they come up to me. Like if we'll make eye contact or something, but they never do. And not sure why, but
Maybe you're intimidating.
Intimidating, yeah.
I don't know. But
That usually comes down to
What's
that.
okay? Show me. Give me the look you would give to a guy. Give me the look. What would you do if a guy wanted to talk to you? Okay, no wonder they don't want to talk. They think you're crazy.
I'm just playing.
I feel
No,
like Andrea's
I-
such a sweet girl, but she has like that resting bitch face that everyone talks about, even though she's so like sweet and like outspoken
Well, okay.
and stuff.
Well, most guys,
She's like,
most girls don't realize.
Fucking play with me. I'm just kidding. No,
Try me.
I don't do it on purpose. I don't think
yeah,
do I have a bitch face?
it's just
No,
your beautiful settling face, and that's
Stop.
people.
No, I don't know.
Most girls don't realize that as a man, as a guy, when you're sitting at a bar, like the girl, if you're looking at a girl, like you like a girl, you're looking at her, you're making eye contact. It's like it can be nerve wracking. It can be like
It can, yeah,
like
for sure.
like do I want it? It's like shoot your shot kind of thing. But like most guys think about getting the rejection, so they don't do
Yeah.
it. Does that make sense? And even though the girl's thinking like, even though the girl can be looking at me and thinking like she's into me too, the guy's thinking like, man, if I go up to her and I get rejected, like I'm gonna look like an idiot, right? So it's like
It's
it comes down to like how, I guess it comes down, if especially at a bar, like how drunk are you, how much confidence do you have, like are you willing to go up there, and if you get rejected, like so be it.
And then you
But most guys
But-
aren't willing to take that risk because it's
Yeah.
like
because you
it's,
never know.
exactly. So if you and Caro were at a bar
If
and
a
me and
guy-
him at the other
yeah,
side of the bar,
Uh-huh.
it's like, okay, dude, like I really like this girl, like what's up, I'm gonna walk over there. But it's like, man, if she tells me, like, if she shuts me down, like, that's super embarrassing.
Yeah,
you know,
hell
like,
yeah.
I don't want to
have
do
the
that.
balls to go up to somebody, so I'm like, it's crazy how like I'm gonna give you guys credit. Like you guys actually like when you go out and you go up to girls, like I can't fucking do that.
No, I don't know. I definitely don't do it. I'm like,
That's hard.
just like,
Power.
I mean,
you, like,
I
that's
think we
crazy.
like rely on our looks, right? You want somebody to come up to you first, and if
Yeah.
they don't, you're like, do I want to really put
Or-
I mean,
myself
it's
out there?
rare
You
for
could
a
just
girl to
be
come up to
out, like-
us.
It's very
I mean,
rare.
Yeah.
You could just be out like having fun and you're not expecting anybody to go up to you.
Yeah.
And, like, but honestly, like me personally, like when guys have come up to me, I'm pretty polite, but like I'll be pretty straightforward. Like, hey,
Yeah.
like thanks, but like
Yeah,
thanks, but no thanks. But you're like, just be honest.
yeah, and
'Cause
that's
then they're just
what
gonna
more
fucking
guys.
haggle you the rest of the night and like, oh, let me buy you this.
Yeah.
Like, don't even buy me a drink because you're not gonna leave me alone.
Sure.
Do
Not
you
interested.
like?
You know?
Well, once you buy that drink, it's like it's most girls feel like
Entitled.
no, not entitled. It's the word I'm looking for.
Obligated?
Obligated.
Ah.
That's what I'm looking for. It's like, fuck, he bought me a drink, so now I at least
Just
gotta
fucking
conversate
buy
with
it.
him.
It's like $10. Like
So-
you don't have to talk to somebody the rest of the night.
No,
$10 is a
yeah. So
lot.
something I always say, and like my thing at the bar is that like after like being out and like going out and stuff, I've learned to do this, and I always do this. Where if a guy goes up to me and is like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" I always say straight up like, I mean, if you want to, you can, but
Yeah.
I'm here with my friends, and I'm not like gonna spend
Looking-
time here talking
Yeah.
to
And they'll
you.
still fucking buy it.
Well, I
And
mean, then that falls on them. Then.
Yeah.
If they want to
Yeah.
be idiots, then go for it.
And
you
I
know?
have
Smart.
friends that are like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm being honest," and it is, and I'm just like, "Yeah, like you can buy me a drink if you want. Like I appreciate that, but
Right.
I'm not gonna stay here and talk to you just because I'm with my friends, and I'm not trying to be rude, but
Sure.
I am with my friends, and I'm gonna walk back, and they're like, "Oh my god, like
And they
you're
won't-
so honest."
They
Like
won't always buy. Sometimes they'll just be like, all right, deuce, but you know.
Yeah.
I
Some guys
literally.
are like, all right, cool. Like I don't want to be a dick. I was
Out
gonna
of
buy you a drink.
all the times that happened, like no guy has ever said like, okay, never mind. Like they're all like, oh my god, like your honesty. Or they're like, dude, we'll still buy you a drink, and like
Yeah.
they'll buy me a drink, and I will cheers them and say thank you. And
But
I'll
there's
walk
girls
away
out there
and go
that
hang out
aren't
with
like
my friends.
that. There's girls out there who will take the drink, who will take
Feel-
another drink, who'll take another drink, and take
Yeah.
another drink, and then the guy's like, okay, what's up?
What's
Like, where you going
up?
next? And this and
No,
that.
well, that's,
Yeah.
that's because I think you're getting buzzed.
Yeah.
So they're like, I might have a better chance now. So some of them
Yeah.
it's like they're doing it.
That's
with
such a
an intent,
shitty person.
like with an intent,
what?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were to approach somebody, how would you do it? Out of both of you, I'm guessing Caro does it more often. You have like, I seem like you would do it,
Yeah.
right? Not in a bad way, but you're
Yeah.
the ones
Yeah.
more likely to do
No,
it.
I think like
Yeah.
that's the thing too, that it's like I know that like I mean I have brothers, and like we talk a lot about like stuff like this, and like I know that they're
watch Happy Gilmore.
I know that they're more like guys are more shy in a way, or like I know that they're like,
They
oh,
can
what
be.
if we get rejected? I mean, obviously not all men are like that. Some have like their freaking like super confidence, but I know that a lot of times guys are like, what if we get rejected? It's like, if you've been staring at me for 10 minutes and I'm looking back at you and I think you're cute, like at one point I'm just gonna get over it and I'm gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make my move.
Yeah.
And like I'll go, like I said, like I'll go like stand next to them like at the bar, and I'll make like silly conversation or about their drink or something. Or I'll just straight up go up to them, like I have done this, where I'll go up to them and be like, hey, like you've been staring at me for a long time. What, you're nervous? You don't want to talk to me?
Good for you.
That,
Good
that's
for
the
you.
And, like-
confidence. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'd be like,
Even both of us probably would not do that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
admire that because I'll wait. Like if I think you're cute, I'll just wait. But then you never
I
know.
got
Like,
no
You know what's funny? I
It's
feel
like,
like
1 a.m.,
because what if-
30
what-
minutes until
what if-
last
what if
call.
What if you and this guy are staring at each other, but then a girl like Caro with fucking bomb ass confidence comes up and talks to them? Game over.
Yeah, you're
like
done.
You're done.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and
you
what
got
I
played.
find from that is that guys are usually
Play
like,
yourself.
oh wow, like I have been staring at you, and they're just like, and a lot of times guys will tell me like, oh wow, like you came up to me, and I'm just like, well, yeah,
You're
you've
like-
been staring at
Yeah.
me for fucking 20 minutes, bro. Like,
Well, I mean, guys are definitely clueless. Like, I've definitely been clueless for a lot of things. Like, I'm not. I'll say it. It is what it is. But it's like I'm pretty sure there's plenty of guys out there who probably been across the bar from a girl who was into them and never made a move,
Yeah.
and probably went home by themselves because they never made that
Not
move.
knowing,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
All the
Like they
time.
never got that number.
Shoot
They,
your shot.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like
that's how I feel like it
One
is
out
for
of
girls
10 has
too.
to
Like,
go in.
I'm like,
shoot your shot.
You'd be surprised. You'd be
Like,
surprised.
literally, like.
yeah, like rejection can be scary even for like females too. Like obviously like there's always that in the back of my head, but
Yeah.
it's like if a guy's gonna be like, I'm not interested, or I have a girlfriend, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, my bad, dog, and like walk away and like keep on having my fun because
Yeah,
that's what I'm
absolutely.
there for, you
It's
know?
so much easier for us to get rejected though.
Yeah, my self-esteem isn't really hurt.
yeah.
It
I'm
shouldn't
just
be.
kind of like, all
I'm
right,
just having a
cool.
good time.
Yeah, and then I'll go back and I'm like, I'm still gigging on my own, you know.
If
I
a
get
guy
what
were to
they want.
approach you, like what do you want to see out of him? Like what do you want to see come out of his mouth, or what do you want to hear come out of his mouth?
Normality. Like, don't hit me with some fucking pickup line, because that's when I'm just gonna be like.
So no dad jokes.
Dude,
A
honestly,
dad joke might be cool.
I
because,
love
like,
dad jokes.
I've never gotten a dad joke. I've just gotten like, what's up? Like, what you drinking? Like,
I
it's
use
like,
dad jokes all the time. I'll like go up to a guy and be
just
like, "Oh,
hey,
are you
what's your
related?"
name? Like, honestly, humility.
No,
is
hold on.
great.
What do you want to hear?
Like-
Not what
Oh,
you would.
okay.
Like, humility
Anything.
is great. If you come up and just like, hey, what's your name? Like,
Like a
I
normal
respect
person.
that so much more. Like a normal person. Like, just try
Sure.
to connect with me. Don't just like try to spit game at me, because with some girls that might work, but if you want to build like a real connection with somebody, like
Sure.
that's not gonna work. Like, you have to ask me a real question.
So asking for your name works.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
if a
just,
guy,
like,
Okay.
be fucking normal.
Noted.
normal, yeah.
Noted.
There's different like types. So like if a guy goes up to me and is like, "Hey, like what's your name?" or "Hey, I noticed you from across the bar. I think you're cute." I'd be like, "Oh, thank you." And then there's those that go up to me and they can like do like a little joke, like, "Is are you related to Yoda? Because Yoda-licious. And I'd be like, maybe I am. Just kidding. No, but like,
I'd be like, I
like silly shit like that. Like, I'm okay with that when it's like
Caro.
funny.
So
When I know
like
it's,
a little
funny.
joke, like kind of
Yeah.
to break the ice kind of thing.
Yeah, but then
works.
there's other guys that go up to you and they're so like aggressive and they just kind of like,
and you feel that.
You know
shit.
what I
Like, their
hate the
energy, Like
most?
that's everything.
what I hate the most is when a guy's approach is he'll like you're walking and he won't just say like excuse me, like hey, like you're beautiful or something. I'm okay with that. But if you like tug on my arm
Oh my God.
when I'm walking, I will snatch my arm so hard.
Yeah.
Or like if they just like if you're dancing by yourself and they go behind you and start to dance with you and be like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, don't fucking get behind me. Like who
I mean,
are
I guess
you?
the difference from the guy, because there's guys who, I mean, once alcohol is involved, it obviously it's like a different person comes out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
in a sense, we've seen all spectrums. We have friends who do all kinds of things. There's guys who don't ever walk up to a girl. There's guys who walk up to every single girl, like shoot their
And
shot
too
with
feisty,
everybody.
like,
Yeah, absolutely.
stop being so
So,
feisty.
but I think it comes down to like, because what works for you might not work for you, and then what works for both of you might not work for the girl next to you.
Some
You see what I'm
other-
saying? So it's
yeah.
like we have to kind of read that, and it comes down to shooting your shot. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you shoot your shot with this one, it might not work, but
That's
if you
a-
shoot the same shot with this one,
I don't know if
Oh,
That's what I'm
any
saying, though, you gotta play it safe. Like, just fucking ask for a name. Like,
Yeah, or be
Okay.
funny. Say something about like I said about their drink. Like, oh, what are you drinking? Like casual talk. But I don't really
you can
think
feel
that.
energy though. You can feel when it's like a creep and when it's not.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't
Right
really.
away?
I sense that shit. Like if it's like a weirdo and just like checking me out and just being weird, like
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable. But if it's like somebody that's like seems cool, like,
Well, how much do you look towards like physical traits compared to like their actual personality?
I think everybody looks at the physical traits
Absolutely.
First,
you know,
especially.
Okay,
But
do you
I
look-
have dated
Especially at a
guys that I
bar.
didn't necessarily find attractive before.
Mhm.
Really?
Absolutely. Most of I think from the guys that I have dated, like 70% were based on personality. Like I can think you're cute, but if you come talk to me and you're like a juice head or like you're
Just
just
not
whack
cool.
as fuck, like I'm not
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah,
it. Like it's
yeah.
not gonna go anywhere.
sure.
Yeah.
And I've had guys that I didn't find attractive right away.
Yeah.
And then after I'm like, holy shit, I really like him.
Well, I mean, there's definitely
Yeah.
you can look at somebody from across the room and be like, dude, like straight 10 or whatever you want to think, and the moment you meet them, you're like, this guy's a total, or this girl, whatever it may be, it's like horrible personality.
Yeah,
like,
and that makes
super
their attractive
whatever.
level go from like here to like
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Sure.
And there's definitely people that you see and you're like, whatever, but then they
Yeah.
make you laugh. They're super cool. You guys connect
Yeah.
on a different level, and you're like, you know what? Like, you may not be my type in a sense, but we're connecting on a whole different level, and it's like
Yeah.
super awesome. Like
I've
the
definitely
connection.
done that where it's like I meet people and it's like you're not my type. I wouldn't look at you and be like, oh my god, you're so attractive or
Yeah.
like you're so hot. But then it's like you get to know them and you're like, oh wow, you're hot. But it's like because of
Yeah.
who they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
definitely what matters
That's
like
been
more.
most of my experiences.
But at a bar, for sure, what you notice first is like who looks better, because you're not like staring across
Yeah,
the
of
room,
course.
like,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
like reading into their soul, like
But
you're
the,
just
but the
looking
10,
at
whether
what
they're
they
girl or
look
guy,
like.
might be a total fucking dick bag, and then the one who's like a 5 or 6 might be like, oh, they're
The
really fucking
coolest
cool person.
person.
You
when
know what
you're
I'm saying?
out
Like,
with them, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy because I feel like at first you see them a certain way, but then eventually, like
It starts
Spanish,
changing.
Los miras con ojos de amor.
Yeah.
Like you see them
100%.
differently.
Love
Like,
Exactly what I was gonna
see
say.
them,
That's what I was gonna say.
you have so much love and affection.
love is blind. Love is blind in a
Oh,
sense
yeah.
where
Yeah.
like
That.
you compare them to somebody else and you're like, well, this guy, you know, or this girl is that this and that, but you're like, you know what, like, I'm falling in love with this person. Even though they don't look like that
And
person.
to you, they're the most attractive person.
Absolutely.
And your friends will be like, "What the fuck? Like this
Yeah.
fool's ugly as hell."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like, bitch, like
Just
Let
like
me
with
be.
mine.
mine.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
He's like he's
100%.
my ugly, like whatever, and
Yeah.
I think he's really
That's
cute,
my ugly
and it's
motherfucker.
my
I love
problem, And you know, like
Yeah.
What?
It just depends.
Okay, let's say you vibe with somebody really well at the bar. Are you going to continue on with them at the bar? Are you going to tell them like, hey, we'll talk later this week? How would you go about that?
honestly, I don't know because I've never had a relationship start out of a bar conversation.
Okay,
Ever.
fair enough.
Yeah.
What about you, Caro?
I've definitely met like really cool guys at bars and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, like let's if they don't ask me first, I'll say like
Okay,
let's
I gotta
exchange
interrupt you. I gotta
numbers.
interrupt you.
Yeah.
What's the best bar in San Diego to meet guys? I'll give you. Can I give you my opinion?
Yeah.
American Junkie.
That's horrible.
American Junkie and El Camino. Top two.
Oh, El
I'm
Camino.
sorry.
Write this down.
I'm sorry. What
So
about you?
like I met 2 guys that I like ended up hanging out with consecutively for like a year and a half, and I still talk to them like we're still friends at American Junkie, which is
Yes.
funny.
Thank you.
But I feel like it's because like I mean, and you know this, Josh, like we went there a lot for a
Don't
while.
include me in this.
I
Yeah,
hate
Yeah, you're
American
included,
Junkie.
you're
I
included.
hate
Fire.
I'm pitching tomorrow.
People don't like being there, but they love it.
Yeah.
No, like, there's no love
Where
about
is
American
American
Junkie.
I love it.
Downtown on Fifth Avenue, like right next to Barley Mash. I also like Barley Mash. I have met some really cool educators.
I've never been to American Junkie.
Good, don't go. Trust me.
It's fire.
I think
That
it's
shit was fun.
horrible.
It's
It's
fire.
like a shit show. I don't like it.
It's a good shit show.
No,
Am I
it's
gonna
nothing
meet?
against
Am I gonna
American
meet my
Junkie.
soulmate there?
You don't know.
I don't know.
You'll probably
You
get
can
you'll
meet
probably
your
get like an
soulmate,
STD.
like-
You'll get an
You'll
STD.
get-
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking hope not.
Not that I got one, but I'm just saying.
Josh is like, let me make it clear.
No, but if you were to continue on with somebody, how would you go about it? Meeting them at the bar? Would you have them like text you the next couple of days? Like down to hang out with
Yeah,
them on
like
a
if you're
date?
good with the friends,
Yeah.
a guy approaches you, you like him, you're into him, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you continue that relationship there in the moment, or do you say, hey, I'm with my friends, whatever, let's text later, or where are you going next, or yada
Yeah.
yada yada, whatever?
I personally usually go with like a lot of friends, and like, you know this, like we go in like
Yeah.
groups of like a bunch of people and stuff, and like I'll
Definitely.
be talking to him for a minute, but then I'll get like my little FOMO, and I'm like, I want to be with my friends, so
Sure.
I'll be like, hey, I'll give you my phone number, you can hit me up another day, let's hang out, we can get coffee and stuff, but I'm gonna go chill over there. But if I
Yeah.
bump into you later, I'm gonna say what's up again.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know.
What
Yeah.
about you, Andrea?
I honestly can't. I was telling you, I can't speak on it because I've never had that experience.
You've never met a guy at a bar,
Well, like
That
cool
I
enough to
spoke
keep
to
on
after?
talking to.
really?
No.
Never.
So it's
I'm-
always been
hey,
a
like
one done
you,
deal. Like
I'm vanilla.
Oh,
Yes.
Like you.
Yes.
Should we
Yes.
talk about people spitting in your mouth?
no,
Vanilla motherfucker over here.
Because
First of all, it's never happened to you
More
either.
of an-
motherfucker.
honestly,
But I was
the
attacked.
thing is, when I
I was
get
attacked.
drunk and if I don't know you, I get like stranger danger, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
like I'll even fuck with you like mentally, like I'm just like I'll mess around with you and like
Sure.
I'll just kind of fuck with you, and I'm like, all right, bye. Like I never get into
That
a deep
doesn't
conversation.
that doesn't
with a
make you
stranger.
vanilla.
No, I don't get.
We're
into
not vanilla, goddamn.
Gotta blast.
Whatever.
I
Gotta
am
blast.
vanilla.
Yeah.
I don't get into a deep conversation with a stranger. Like,
Sure.
honestly.
Okay,
I'm
that's
gonna
fair
sound
enough.
whack as fuck, and I don't know, especially when I'm drunk. I don't want to.
Do you have any stories of guys creeping on you that was like over the top? Anything crazy?
In my DMs.
No,
Please.
but at a bar.
Let me
Okay.
read it.
Okay.
Okay,
At a
well,
bar.
first of all,
I
at a
took
bar.
a screenshot.
Please read it
Okay,
out
read
loud.
it out
I would
loud.
love to hear this.
Hold on, it was
Give our
recent.
audience something
It was
to laugh
very
about.
recent.
Can you read it into the camera? Tell them how you
Yeah.
feel.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh, you know what I don't fuck with, by the way?
Yeah,
Like,
stall
speaking
for
of
me, yeah.
DMs, speaking of DMs and guys sending you stuff, like, please never be that guy. All you boys. Please never be that guy who sends girls random fucking dick pics.
When
When you don't know them?
I will literally call the cops.
And I
Don't.
have, like,
do
blocked.
not do that.
I have
Sir.
literally blocked guys
Sir.
on Instagrams for sending me
Okay, I
random
found
dick
it.
pics and then them being like making other accounts and sending me another dick pic and be like, do you
Jesus.
remember this? And I'm like, well, of course I
Unfortunately.
remember
Guys,
this. This
this
is
is
why I fucking
hilarious.
blocked
All right, go on,
So
Andrea.
this guy wrote me, "You're cute,"
Okay.
Okay.
and like low key, I was kind of busy, and even then, like if I don't want to respond, like
you.
whatever.
You
Sure.
don't have no
Yeah.
reason to respond if you don't want to.
And then he wrote me like 3 hours later, and he said, "I'm gonna read this.
Sure, read it.
You're kind of a bitch. You don't even have the decency to say thank you to a compliment or respond to a man when he makes himself look and feel like an idiot."
I want to read that in that one
Wait, hold on.
SpongeBob thing.
When he makes himself look and feel like an idiot. Is it my
Manda?
responsibility to make you feel like less of an idiot
No.
when you literally write me,
Definitely
"You're
not.
cute"?
No.
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 That's great. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Well-
have to respond to you. Like even if I'm busy or not, like I'm sorry that I didn't respond within 3 hours.
Sure.
And I'm sorry that I don't know who the fuck you are, and I
Even
don't
if you
have a
don't respond
response
at
for that.
all.
Like,
Is your profile on public?
not anymore because of things like this.
Yeah.
But it's
Thanks, bro.
like,
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
bro.
Look what you did, Andrea.
Like, your
Good job.
response was like, "This is why I have trust issues." Like you saying you're kind of a bitch. Like it's like I'm actually not a bitch, but it's like if you think I'm a bitch, that's great because I really want nothing to like.
Yeah.
That's to me. That's like you're
Yeah.
a fucking weirdo. Like
No,
why would
absolutely.
you write me that? You don't even. Fucking
We've definitely
know
seen
me.
that where like guys are like send a comment and then the girl does not react to the comment.
And they get
as
so
the-
angry.
Exactly.
So upset.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
There's
definitely
so
like a
many
normal
other
thing,
girls
right? For sure.
that you can write the same thing. You literally wrote
It's like-
2 words to me. "You're cute." Can you send that to like 100 other people? You're probably
That's
gonna
like
get,
an
2
inner
responses.
issue
Yeah.
for them, I feel like.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
does definitely
You need to
happen
see a
at bars
therapist.
too, though.
Okay, so what if somebody came up to you like that at a bar, like in person, and that was their first 2 words
I'm
to
sorry,
you?
but you're gonna catch
Like,
these
"You're
hands."
cute? Wait, like if they went up to me and they said, "You're cute to me"?
Yeah. So
Wow.
Call my brother. "Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared."
I mean, I don't feel like "you're cute" is a bad thing. Like, I'd be like, thanks. But like on social media,
But
if
is
I
there
don't
much
wanna
to work
respond-
on?
Like, chill.
I honestly would just say like, "Oh, thank you," and then turn around and keep on doing whatever.
I feel
was
like
doing
as a guy,
before.
you need to approach a girl with like
a conversation starter.
exactly like
Yeah.
you can't approach something with the girl where she's gonna turn around and be like thanks, and like you need to be smart enough and
Yeah.
like common sense, like have common sense enough to be like
What kind of book are you reading?
kind of thing. Like yeah, even from the simplest things like what are you drinking? It starts the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's such a go-to conversation starter.
it just goes to like thanks.
The compliment is great.
You're done.
Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're only interested in me because of the way I look, and I don't necessarily want to respond to that.
Yeah,
you know.
Of course. What about you, Caro? Do you have any creepy stories of guys
at a bar
hitting on you at the bar?
Yeah, well, like I have a few, but like there's one specific one that like really like bugged me in that night where it was like I was out in PB hanging out with friends, two of my best friends, both girls, and like hanging out. And we were just like chilling, and then this guy approached me and told me that I was attractive. I said thank you. I didn't find him attractive, so I turned around and I kept on talking. And then he would like be staring at me from afar. And then I think we like bar hopped to like 4 different bars, and he was like at every single bar, and like he would follow us to every single bar, and like he would go up to me again and be like, hey, like, are you gonna let me buy you a drink? And I was like, no, I'm not. Thank you though, and like stuff like that, and like just like that. I thought that was so creepy, like the whole like following me around to different bars until he thought that he was gonna get like a response.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of creepy. I was
well,
just like,
I feel like
if
you're gonna shoot your shot as a guy, if you're gonna shoot your shot and you don't make it or you don't get it,
like give up,
then walk away, bro.
Yeah.
There's literally, if you're in downtown, there's literally probably thousands of other girls,
many women.
Hundreds of thousands of other girls.
Maybe one or
like,
I mean,
walk
not
away.
maybe. Someone's gonna find you attractive.
No, I didn't mean like that. But I'm just saying like.
Fucking Braulio was vanilla in the last one, and now he's like.
No.
Vanilla my ass.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
No,
I'm just saying it's like stop being a creep.
Yeah.
Walk away, like hang out with your friends, or try a different shoot
so
another
desperate.
shot.
Yeah.
You know, like stop being so desperate.
It gets like honestly scary to a point when like at first it's kind of like wow, this guy's weird, but then after going to multiple different bars and having this person follow you and stand in the corner by himself staring at you, it's like it's scary, and it's like I don't even want to get into my car and drive away because what if he follows me home? Like what if like I get in my Uber and go home and you follow? I'm about to tase the motherfucker.
All right, real quick, last question because I'm curious. We're talking about the bar scene. Do you judge a man based on what he's drinking?
No.
No.
The fuck? What do you
I don't
mean?
give a shit what you're
Like if he has like a fruity drink or something?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious.
I'd love that.
No, I would not care at all.
Really? You don't care at all?
No.
The guy could be having a sex on the beach.
Although I do
cool
find it attractive when a man knows his whiskey.
It was whiskey.
But I
Specifically
mean, it
his
doesn't
whiskey.
matter. But it's like if he does, then it's like, oh, that's kind of.
So it's like okay, so let's say like
the guy's having a
say-
trash can. I don't know if you guys know what a trash can is, but
No.
does that bother you?
What is I
I
don't know
wouldn't
what that
know.
is.
That's the thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, no, if it's like the fruitiest drink ever and he's drinking it, like I don't like
Thank
whatever.
you for being comfortable with your sexuality.
Yeah,
with
drink
your sex
what
on
you
the
want.
beach.
Wait, what is
Okay,
that?
so
What does
let's
sexuality have to do with the drink?
Let's say like
She said fruity.
Well, yeah.
okay.
So let's say like in the other way. So when I go to a bar, my usual drink is a tequila water, and I'll say like add an extra lime.
Sure.
So I've had
For all the
guys.
men taking notes.
No, but like for real, like I've had guys next to me be like, "Oh, you drink tequila water? Oh, you like must know how to drink," or like,
know how to
"Oh,
get straight
like,
to the point.
blah blah blah," like things like that, and it's just like,
Okay.
okay, like.
Fair enough. I'm just curious
Yeah.
because I always ask that because I work in a bar. I'm curious. There's girls who judge. There's girls who don't. So.
Is there anything else you guys would like to add with cheating
ask us as
or
a-
bar behavior? Is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk
Don't
about?
cheat.
Don't cheat.
Don't have sex
cheat.
because
Don't
you will
cheat.
get pregnant and die.
Yeah.
Don't have sex in the missionary position. Don't have sex standing up. Just don't do it.
Alright.
Promise? All right, everybody grab some rubbers.
So with you guys, I do have a question. Like
Okay.
Sure.
when we were talking about like the bar scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you handle rejection? Like you were saying that you guys don't like it because I've been in those situations where like for instance, like one of my stories is that like this guy went up to me and he asked me to dance and I said no. Like 4 times, and then he finally was like, whatever, you don't have an ass anyways. And I was like, I mean, obviously I don't, but you're still asking me to dance, so like I don't know why you're mad, but okay.
All right, Josh, you go first because
So
I got
How do I
you
handle
guys-
rejection?
Yeah.
I mean, I just
because I don't understand the men that act
I just like
it. Hold on, have you ever been rejected?
I can't remember the last.
I mean, you're
I mean, I'm not
pretty
trying to
cute,
say
so-
that. I don't. First of all, I don't hit on that many people, honestly.
Okay.
But if I got
I'm exclusive.
if I got rejected,
Yo,
I would just write in my diary. I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I would just like talk to my friends. I guess like, oh fuck, bro, like she wasn't into it. She has a boyfriend, whatever it may be.
You're fucking
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
you're
I
a
like to
normal
think that we're
man.
normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, I've definitely been rejected.
And it's not even like normal, but it's like you guys were like you
Just
guys are a
raised
certain way
right.
that's just like you guys are like raised right. Like
Raised right,
you guys
yeah.
just aren't weird. Like,
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I
I've
guess.
never understood those men that do that are like get
I-
super salty, and I'm just like,
I
no,
very
bro.
rarely approach women at the bar because usually when I'm in the bar, I'm like there for one thing. I'm drinking with my buds or by myself.
I'm there to get hammered.
Yeah, exactly. And I, honestly, it's very rare the fact that I like go up to a girl. I've done it like very few times.
Yeah.
And if I were to get rejected, really can't think of a time I got rejected, but just like walk away. Like just like
no one's watching you, honestly.
Yeah, and even if they were, it's like it is what it is. Like,
and what do you?
If I was in a group of friends and I was the one who walked up to a girl and got rejected, at least I had the balls to walk up to the girl and get rejected.
True.
You know, so I walk away, pay my tab, leave a bar, or if it's that uncomfortable, I don't know. I feel like that's just how
keep
to
your
run
chin
it.
up.
Yeah, there's guys who just sit there and like
I just
mad
want
dog
to say
you.
that.
Yeah,
I just want to
100%.
say that you have a better chance at talking to a girl at a bar versus like a club or like if you go to like Hamilton's or something that's like, you know, like more like mellow.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a better chance at like talking to a girl versus like really loud music.
Well, me and Josh,
Just a word of
we
advice.
go to church. We pick up girls at church. Right?
Yeah, we go home early on Saturdays.
That's so
Corpus Christi,
fucking
East Lake
wrong.
Church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on now.
Come on.
Yeah.
They just pray for the girls at the grocery store that are too short. Hey girl, I'll get that
that
cereal
shawty.
for you.
You gotta go to Sprouts. You gotta go to Sprouts.
No. Trader Joe's.
Shawty too
That's
short
the
for that
best
cereal
place
box.
to
I
pick up
agree.
girls.
That's too
I
vegan for
agree.
me. I'm a
And
meat
when-
eater.
with you
the
on
thing
that.
is, when you
Dude,
walk
I
into
love
when
Trader
you walk into Trader Joe's, it's like a whole other world where everyone's nice to each other.
Yeah.
So when you walk into Trader Joe's and somebody talks to you, it's like, hell yeah, like those are the right carrots, you know?
Maybe.
So it's like
Carrots?
Just
I love
think-
carrots,
Okay.
but
Well, whatever.
anyone that is inside of Trader Joe's, if like you talk to them,
They're wholesome.
in a great mood. They're wholesome. They're buying
And
fucking
the people that work there.
succulents and like bunch of nice shit for their house.
They're
And
organic like the food there. I agree. Yeah.
I'm buying eucalyptus and I'm buying organic shit.
Sure,
I'm in a
why
great
not?
mood. Like if you
All
go
right.
in there and talk to me,
The
like
guy with the
we're
celery.
gonna have a full on conversation.
Love of my
We
life.
gotta hit Trader Joe's.
We should.
Trader Joe's.
What are we
Come
doing
on.
tomorrow?
I don't know.
9 o'clock.
We'll figure
Hitting
it
up
out.
Trader
We'll
Joe's.
figure
I'll
it
pick you
out.
up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
9
you
to
guys.
10, they're open. I think 8 to 10.
Okay.
I'm an expert
Thanks.
on Trader Joe's.
I'll
Thanks.
call in. All right. Thank you guys for this podcast. Thank you for my guests. I had a great time. See you tomorrow.